Alright, welcome to a simple tutorial on how to draw a front portrait in an anime style. Now I'm going to be using Fire Alpaca, a free painting software for this tutorial, but nothing I do here is limited to Fire Alpaca, so you can follow along in whatever software you like, or even just with pencil and paper if you want. Alright, let's get into it.
Alright, so the very first thing we're going to do here is a guideline. Now I'm going to start off with a circle. You can use the circle too. I'm just freehanding it here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Right, I'm just going to fix it up a bit here. But we're going to be drawing over this a little bit later. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is the main area of the face. I'm just going to rename this here. This is the main area of the face. We're going to be adding the chin in too. So you can think of it as like the chin and a circle for the head. Now, how far down do you make the chin? I'm just going to make it right here. It's like about, I'm going to say a quarter of the circle. I'm going for a more cutesy look, so the chin is going to be a little shorter. If you're making a male character, the chin's it's going to be a little longer. I can show that again a little bit later. So I'm just going to connect our little point here to the head. It'd be helpful to add some guidelines here. I'm doing this now. I would actually recommend doing this when you make the circle. Just a little vertical line and a horizontal line. That'll be useful when putting the facial features on the face. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna add a new layer here, and what I do is I make the eyes next. So I'm just gonna show a very basic construction of the eye that you can sort of look at here, and just notice the flow of, this is the upper, I guess you can call it the eyelash or the upper eyebrow. Adding a little eyelash here. From there, we can add the pupil, or not the pupil, but the iris, and a little bit of the lower eyebrow. And we have the pupil right here. And again, this is just a very basic construction of the eye. I can make a separate tutorial, or I will, for the eye. Alright, we're going to take this principle of the eye and just add the eyes to the face. So I'll start with the their left eye here. I'll just go over the same construction, just the upper eyelid first. I'm gonna add some guidelines in here to show where to place the eye. The eye typically goes in the middle of the whole head. So we have the head here, and in the middle, we're just gonna start with the eye there. Start with the upper eyelid, just almost like a crescent moon shape, and the little edge pointing, the outer edge pointing inward. And we have the iris here. We're gonna add a little mark for the pupil, and a little bit of the bottom of the eye. Let's fix that up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a very, very basic construction. Now, you can, if you want to, you can copy and paste it and flip it to get the other eye, which some people do. It's a very useful feature. But here, I don't know why, I like to draw both of them. So I'm just gonna do away with that, and I'm just gonna go in and carefully observe the eye we have and try to match it as best that I can. Again, you want to make sure the balance is correct, so you want to be measuring what you already have and try and copy that, because this is a front face, so everything is going to be symmetrical unless like the character has some sort of asymmetric part, like maybe their hair goes wildly in one direction, or has some sort of facial feature that is only on one part of their face. So we're just gonna try and make this the best we can. I'm just gonna raise this up a bit because I can tell it's a little bit lower than the one we have. Just gonna rearrange that a bit. Okay, that's looking all right. Now, adding the nose in. The nose, you could just add a little dot for the nose. That's typically seen. It's gonna go right in the middle, right on our guideline we have, a tiny bit below the below the eyes. And I'm gonna have a little line for the mouth. I like to leave the middle open. You do see that on a lot of artwork, like a little implied line for the rest of the mouth, like not drawing the entire mouth, just like the two little lines and then an implied line in the middle. And right here, we're gonna mark the top of the eyelids right there. Can you see that a lot in the work? And the eyebrows right here. Just gonna try and get that the best we can, symmetrical. That's looking pretty good. Now we're just gonna draw over our guideline and sort of draw the outline of the face. And copy that over, do it that side. You wanna make sure the spacing between the eyes and the side of the face is the same on both sides. Oop. I messed up the layers there, but that's not big of a problem. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure the spacing is pretty similar on both sides. There we go. I'm happier with that. Go just a little tidy things up a bit. Add a little darkness at the top of the eye, a little bit of shadow from the eyelash. I keep forgetting the word, the eyelash. And now here, I'm going to show you, this is the outline of the rest of the head itself. I'm going a little, not exactly following the guideline. I'm making everything a teensy bit smaller. Again, I'm going for a cuter feel, so that's what I'm trying to do there. Right now, let's get on to drawing the hair. All right, so what you don't want to do is, you see the outline of the head. You don't want to draw straight from the outline. You need volume, right? See, this is, it seems flat. It seems like the hair is full of water or something. It's got out of the pool or something. All right, I'm actually gonna bring in this to the hair, sort of make things clearer in my mind. Now, we need volume. Want to add a bit of space between the hair and the head. Volume. Okay, I'm actually gonna use a little dummy and explain how to draw the hair explain how to draw the hair in 3 steps or 3 parts. So first, I'm gonna make a quick little head to put the hair on. It's a little sketch. And basically, the hair is going to be divided into 3 parts. We're going to have the front, the bangs, the sides, and the back. Start with the bangs right here. Actually, I'm just gonna switch the color to make things a little easier to see. And this is really anything in the front of the face that really touches the face, and it's gonna be attached to the root of the hair, which is on the top of the head, sort of towards the back. And next are the sides. These are gonna extend down closer to the shoulders, and they're going to attach to a similar place on top of the head. And the last part is the back of the hair. Now, this is mainly the biggest hair mass that you're gonna have. And this consists of anything towards the back of the head. Now, having a guideline like this will make the hair a little bit easier to draw if you're starting out, because it'll allow you to sort of break things down. And not just randomly try and draw hair over the place without some sort of goal or destination that you're working towards. I'll just clean this up a little bit to make it a little bit easier to see. Now let's use this on our face we have right here. I'm gonna start off with the bangs. I'm just gonna add a little strands of hair, little strands of hair. Sort of like this. I'm just blocking in the general portions of the hair. Again, you're not drawing every strand of hair. You're drawing tufts of hair. You want to draw little tufts of hair. So I started with like a bigger tuft, and I broke that into several smaller tufts. And here, I'm just accentuating the outline there. And I'm adding another tuft there, some more tufts, some smaller tufts where the hair meets the face. Doing the same on the other side there. And now I'm gonna do the side, and that's gonna connect sort of in the middle. And I'm gonna extend that down to where the chin is. Adding a little flow, adding some extra tufts to it. Right, and that's gonna connect around there. Just gonna erase the head and the face outlines so they don't get in the way. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and I'm just gonna mark that there where I wanna extend the hair to. And that's a little shadow indicator to extend that and try and get it as close as I can to what I already have. Erase some of the outlines here so it's a little less confusing. And now I'm gonna add the back of the hair. Right, this is our third part. This is where a lot of the flowiness of the hair comes from. It's usually the biggest volume of the hair. And the character I'm making right now is gonna have short hair, so it's gonna match up in size roughly with the size of the hair. But typically this is the biggest mass of hair, and it can be seen behind the head right there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna fix that up a little bit right there. Accentuating the outlines a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna add the neck. The shoulders right here. It's gonna match up roughly with the size of the head. Should probably be a little bit bigger, but that's what I got there. I'm actually gonna erase this guideline I have right here. It's sort of getting in the way. That was just to measure out where the eyes were gonna go in the center of the head. Let's get rid of that because it's sort of getting in the way. All right, I'm just gonna add a little more of an indicator of like the bottom eyelashes. I'm just gonna clean up this line right here for the face. You wanna pay close attention to the balance. So I'm just gonna measure out this portion right here. Transform it and move it to this portion. Now we can see I need to make that a tiny bit bigger, right? Because this is a front portrait, you know, symmetry is really your best friend here. Things are gonna get a little bit different if you're working in different angles. Like I mentioned earlier, unless the character has some sort of asymmetry as part of their design. You really want to measure things out and Make sure things are really as symmetrical as you can get. Alright, so finally what I've got right here is male and female proportions and differences between the two. One thing that you really gotta take note of is that in anime style, there's no set rules. There's no hard rules. Like everything I have on the screen right now is what goes through my mind when I'm drawing. But I know a lot of different artists have their own sort of proportions that vary, right? Because everything here is just a simplification of real human facial anatomy. So one of the key things I want to point out, both on the male and female model that I have here, is the spacing in between the eyes and the size of the eyes themselves, right? If you just draw a line across the head, divide it into 3 parts, you pretty much have the width of your eyes. When I'm drawing, I make sure that between each eye, there's usually about an eye, the space where you could fit an eye in between. And on the female, I just want to point out that if you take one of the eyes, you take the height of the eye, and then you bring it down twice, that's where you're going to have the bottom of the chin or the bottom of the jaw, right? Different artists are going to have different opinions, but that's what goes through my head when I'm drawing. And male, similarly, if you take the top of the eye and the bottom of the nose, you take that height, bring it down once more, there you have the bottom of the jaw. Right, and then just some general differences. The female face and features tend to be much rounder than the male. The male tends to be angular, which I've noted there. The eyes in particular, the female tends to have larger eyes, while the male face tends to have smaller eyes, more angular eyes. Again, these are not hard set rules. A more realistic style is gonna lean closer to the male face I have here, even if it's a female. I don't know, maybe you're drawing a younger male character, they're gonna have facial features that are very similar to the female face that I have here. It all depends on style, the age of the character you're drawing, and that's it. I'll link this image in the description if you want to download it. And yeah, that's the end of this video. I plan on making some more, like the side profile, heads from different angles, maybe some speed paints, different parts of the face, drawing the body, clothes, hair, all different kinds of tutorials. I'm really excited for this. Hope you all learned something while watching this. If I wasn't clear on something, or you have a video suggestion or anything, please let me know in the comments. I'll try and get back to you as quickly as possible. And thank you.